So there's a lot of strategies I'm going to discuss here, but to begin with, Iman Gadzhi, Ali Abdal, Bea Hessa, Graham Stephan, Cody Sanchez, Dan Coe, and many other people have one common secret. And that common secret is basically an unsaturated way how they are making money. However, this will not last forever, so you need to take action right now if you want to tap into this. And by the way, I'm not talking about dropshipping, SMMA, FBA, affiliate marketing. This is a completely different thing. So basically, over a year ago, I got a really bad concussion while surfing in Sri Lanka, and I was not able to work for a year. However, I was still making money because of what I call digital pipeline framework that I'm going to explain in a little bit. Basically, I would say there are 4 different things you need to understand. Otherwise, honestly, you will fail at online business. And that is the inverted niche approach, niche trifecta, MVDP, and digital pipeline framework. And by the way, I'm also going to include actionable templates, how you can implement all of these different strategies within your own business. So let me tell you why this is a perfect business model. Basically, there are 4 different issues that most businesses have, whether it's dropshipping, SMMA, and a bunch of other ones. So the first one is having the same product. So this applies for dropshipping, agencies, coaching, and a bunch of other things. You are basically selling same exact thing, so you are in the red ocean because you can't really stand out from everyone else, and the only way you can really stand out is either having really high quality, high authority, or just lowering the price. However, with this business model, you will be able to have unique products and basically create a category of one where you have no competition. The second thing, the big problem with a lot of the businesses is that there's a fulfillment issue, not having automatic fulfillment. So for example, with dropshipping, you don't own the product, so the fulfillment is done by someone else, and a lot of times, believe me, you will have issues when it comes to that. When it comes to services, running an agency or coaching, whatever it is, dealing with clients and team members, that is a huge headache to have. However, with this model, when it comes to fulfillment, it's basically instant and it's automated as well. And actually, in the worst case, and I'll discuss this a little bit later, but you can just refund the customers and you don't even lose any money. But basically, the fulfillment is automated. The next thing is scalability, and this is really important if you want to build big business, make a lot of money. So with physical products, obviously you have issues with the stock. When it comes to services, you can only scale by hiring more people, and that honestly just it's too slow, and the more people you hire, the more headaches you are going to have. Whereas with this model, you create basically a product once and you can sell it to infinite amount of time, so you can scale super quick and you can scale as much as you want. You have no friction. The next point is profit margins, and when it comes to this with agency, typically, a lot of people say you have really high profit margins, but honestly, in reality, you really only typically have between 10 to 20% profit margins. When it comes to physical products, it's a little bit better. However, your margins are still going to be eaten up by the actual production of the products, so it's not going to be that high either. Whereas with this model, you actually have 100% profit margins. I'm not going to go in depth, but we have quite a few other benefits. So you have very low cost of entry, selling before having any product, unlimited product types, so on and so forth. And this is actually pretty similar to affiliate marketing. However, instead of just 30% what you usually, let's say on average, get from affiliate marketing, here we are getting a whole 100%. And also, you're not competing with other affiliates. You can have your own affiliates actually that are going to promote your offer, and you can build out an actual brand that you can sell. Okay, so what I am talking about here is digital products. And honestly, if you look online, all of the biggest business figures agree that it's actually the best business model right now. And you might think that about online courses when you think about digital products, but it's really not just courses. I'll give you a couple examples. You can have, let's say, graphic templates, so Canva templates, Notion templates. These are just some of the things that I myself sell, but obviously there's a lot more different things when it comes to info templates, ChatGPT prompt templates, email templates, funnel templates. Again, I'm just saying some of the things that I personally sell, but there's a lot of different options that you can go through. So you can create content websites, you have presets, video elements, planners, websites, workbooks, so on and so forth. I have actually 100 different digital product ideas, so I will leave a link for that. Okay, so the first step we need to figure out here is the inverted niche approach. So basically 99% of people get stuck with getting customers. So usually when you go about finding a niche, the way people think about it, they're like, okay, I find a niche, I am creating an offer, and then I drive traffic. However, with the inverted niche approach, I do things very, very differently, and I think this works way better. So basically what I do is I figure out a good traffic source first, and then what I do is I basically reverse engineer what kind of offer I can create for that traffic method. The important thing to understand is that you can have the worst niche and the worst product. Everything else can be absolutely horrible. However, if you have cheap traffic, it can still work. And if everything is perfect, but you have no traffic, it's just not going to work. So what you want to do is you want to see what is trending within your traffic method, and you want to basically check what the competition is doing, what are ad costs, what are some unique products that you can create. Do a little bit of reverse engineering, and there's a bunch of different traffic methods that you can go about. So some just to mention are, let's say, TikTok affiliates is one that's exploding quite a bit now, newsletter booster ads, Instagram funnels, parasite SEO, content ad funnels, just ads in general. There's a bunch, and I have a bunch of different information and content that I created on different traffic methods, so I will leave a bunch of links, and obviously you can go to my website marketingideas.io to see more methods as well. So now, aside from just inverted niche approach, I have another method which is called I call it niche trifecta. So basically we're doing kind of similar thing here. We're finding a popular traffic method, but there are three different ways how we are going to go about doing this. So the first one is what I call trend fishing. And basically this means trending within a method that I have chosen. So for example, let's say what I mentioned before, TikTok affiliates. So within TikTok affiliates, we want to see, okay, what are some trending topics? What are some viral videos? What are some of the offers that are being sold? And by the way, if you want to go a little bit more advanced, you can actually sometimes go find something specific topic on one platform and then move from one platform to the other. So for example, okay, we are going to work, let's say, with TikTok affiliates, but perhaps we find a topic that's trending on YouTube now, and then it might move to TikTok or vice versa. The second thing is what I call the adaptation method. So basically what we do is we find something popular within other niche or a different type of offer. So an example here would be, let's say we find a service website creation, and instead of that service, we create website templates, a digital product that's going to save up a bunch of time. Or for example, we're creating Instagram posts. Instead of creating the designs, we're creating Instagram templates. Basically, you're taking a service and you're creating a digital product out of that, or sometimes you can just play between the different niches as well. And the last one is what I call platform lurking. And this is basically checking what's popular on different platforms. So for example, here we have a couple of different platforms. So Etsy, Fiverr, Upwork, Amazon. So on Etsy, you can find a lot of digital products. You can see there are specific tools. Again, I will leave some videos I created how exactly you find hot selling products, but you can literally just see what is selling well there. On Fiverr as well, you can kind of basically use this adaptation method. So you can see, okay, what are some of the good services that are popular on Fiverr or Upwork, let's say, and then create and offer digital product for those. Or on Amazon, you can see, okay, what are some physical products, and perhaps I can create something a little bit digital. All right, so once you figure out your product, we want to move on to what I am calling the minimal digital viable product. Basically, how you don't waste a bunch of money creating something that no one really actually wants. So the one mistake that I see many times people do is creating a product before actually proving there is a demand. And the way we're going to do that is, first of all, very first step is we need to create a landing page. And within this landing page, it's basically we are going to have our basic information. Okay, what are some benefits, what are some pain points, what is the unique value proposition, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go in depth how to create a landing page. I will leave some more information for that as well. And by the way, there are some softwares that allow you to create this completely for free, so we will link those as well. I actually even have discounts for those. But basically, once we create our landing page, we want to create some mockups. So what you want to understand as well is that you don't need to have an offer. You can just create mockups showing how it would look like. So you basically just want to pre-sell, and you can also always have different iterations of the product as time passes by and as you are doing different testing. So there are basically three different ways how we're going to test the product now, whether it actually has demand or not. So the very first way is we just have an opt-in form. So what we do is we create an email waitlist. And one thing to note here is that even if someone signs up on your email list that they're interested in your offer, not everyone is going to convert. So you basically create this form the same as you do with the landing page. You just use the same exact software. And then the other option, what you can do is you can create sort of social media opt-ins. So basically ask you opt in by commenting a specific keyword, sending you a DM, and then the leads are stored in your DMs. And this is sort of a proof of concept as well that people are actually interested. So obviously you need some social media presence, social media following, but this can be an easy way or additional way to kind of prove that, okay, this exists. And there are some automation tools as well where it allows you to store everyone who, let's say, commented a specific keyword that they're interested in or send you a DM, whatever it is, and then you can use actual automation tools to remarket to those people. And that's what we will want to do when the product is out with both of these methods. Basically, when it comes out with the email opt-in, we want to be sending out email sequences. We want to use retargeting ads when it comes to social media. If we got them, basically leave a comment, show some interest on social media, we will send them out follow-up DMs. We will send the link to go from the social media to go to our opt-in form and then go to our email, so on and so forth. And then the last way to test is we want to create a pre-sales page. You can actually collect payments, but state that the offer will launch at a set date. So it doesn't have to be, you don't need to deliver it right away. This is definitely the best sort of way because people are actually putting in money, whereas if they just say that, okay, they're interested on social media or within an opt-in form, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to convert. Actually, probably only a very small percentage of people are going to convert. So the pre-sales page is definitely the best way. However, it's not necessary to do that. You can do the other two methods as well. And if you do a pre-sales page, you probably want to have some incentive. incentives. So perhaps you want to have lower price for people who purchase before the offer is out. You might want to have some bonuses that works really well, so extra items, or perhaps with the digital product, the offer, you can add, let's say, like a coaching call, things like that. And this is really great because this also creates some FOMO. So not just you are incentivizing people, but also they feel like they need to take the action now, because they're going to later, if they purchase later on, they're going to pay higher price, or they're going to miss out on these bonuses. So basically, these incentives balance out not having the offer yet, because obviously your conversions are not going to be as great if you have a pre-sales page where you're saying that they're going to receive the product later, because some of the people, they want to receive the product right away, so you're going to have lower conversion rate. But if you apply some of the incentives, that might help you to level it out a bit. Now, one important thing when it comes to all of these different methods, how you're going to test the product, what you always want to do is you want to ask for feedback. Because you haven't launched yet, you can ask people what exactly they want, and then you can adjust your offer exactly to the feedback. That's the beautiful thing about pre-launching, because it takes out quite a bit of the guesswork. Sometimes you might figure out midway that, okay, why people are purchasing, or why people, even more importantly, maybe are not purchasing, is X type of reason, and now you can include that within your offer, and you're going to increase your conversions. And when it comes to figuring it out, okay, is it actually converting well or is it not? What we want to do is we just look at the total amount of how many items we have sold, or how many opt-ins we had versus how many people actually visited. So let's say, as example, if you have 0.5% conversion rate, honestly, that might not be a good idea. If you have 5% conversion rate, that's probably actually a pretty good idea. There isn't a specific set number, and again, it kind of depends, because not everyone who actually signs up, let's say, for your email list, or says on social media that they're interested, or even the pre-sales, not everyone is going to actually make that conversion, but you get a little bit of an idea, okay, is this absolutely horrible conversion rates and it doesn't make sense, or if it actually looks pretty decent and it might make sense for you to create the offer. Now, let me give you 2 pro tips that are going to help you out a lot. So the very first one is, when you want to do testing, what can work really well is running influencer campaigns to test your MVDP. That is way cheaper than ads, because for ads, it takes quite a bit of time to basically figure out, okay, who is interested in that specific offer, and you're going to be spending quite a lot of money until the algorithm really figures out who to show your ad to. So running influencer campaign can help you quite a bit more, especially if you're not going straight for the sales. You're just going to see, okay, what's the engagement, what kind of interest people are showing. It can be much cheaper for testing. Another pro tip is to basically create a post around the concept on social media and see what kind of engagement it's going to get. So this is a little bit difficult, obviously, if you don't have much of a presence, but actually if you do something on TikTok, that might work, because TikTok promotes some good content even if you don't have a lot of followers. And what you can do, you can kind of combine that as well. You can create some content for social media and then basically just pay some accounts to post that, some influencers, maybe curation type of accounts, to post it and see how it performs. And there is a really good example. I don't know if you've heard of Sex Chocolate, but basically the way they did it was they created a bunch of posts around the concept on social media. I believe it was on TikTok, and they saw that they were getting really crazy engagement, and only after that they decided to actually create a product. And I believe they created the product 9 months or a year later, and then they started creating that content and they started getting crazy conversions from social media. I'll have some more case studies and things like that on my website, and I'll leave some links when it comes to all of this testing. Now, once you have figured out your offer, we move to digital pipeline framework. And basically in here, first of all, we have our main offer. So this is going to be our biggest offer and our best selling offer. There are 5 different steps that come into play here to create this whole machine, so bear with me. I promise you will not regret this. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to create a lead magnet as some sort of freebie. Not going to go in detail how to do this. I actually have a whole free course of half an hour, ultimate guide how to create a lead magnet. Check out, I will leave that below. But basically the main point here is just that you want something that's really quick and an actionable solution to the problem that your potential customer is facing. And then we create an opt-in page. This is going to be a very short and simple page. You don't want to overwhelm people. You want to just have your email opt-in and a little bit of information on what they are receiving. Again, not going to leave too much information. I'll leave some additional stuff about this, but the one little pro-ish tip here is that you can also create a tripwire. So a tripwire basically is a redirect to a limited time offer right after someone opt-ins to your email. So basically they're on your opt-in page, they put in their email address, they press you opt-in, and then you send them out an email, but also they get redirected to a different page, and on that page it's the tripwire offer. So this usually you will see a lot of times, it even has like a timer that, okay, you have within 15 minutes this offer expires, and it's only one-time offer. You need to take action right now, and this can work really well. You're not selling your main offer here, by the way. You're selling some sort of little bit more lower price offer that it is really more of like an impulse buy, and usually you want to give a pretty good discount on this, that for them it's really a no-brainer. And this can be a great opportunity to get someone into, from just someone who is interested in a freebie to someone who is actually spending money with you right away. Okay, so aside from the opt-in page, we need to also of course create our sales page, and this is not that difficult, honestly. I will leave all of the different links of the softwares, examples, and all of the things that you need to have on your good sales page so that it actually has high conversions. But basically you just add, some benefits, pain points, what exactly is your unique solution, so on and so forth. And this is where we are selling our main offer. So people can go on the sales page and they can make the purchase right there and then. However, we want to take it up a notch a little bit. So what we want to do is we want to add an order bump. So when they are on a checkout page, you want to have some sort of a low cost, one-click add on. And this usually is going to be, let's say if you're selling something for $500, this is going to maybe only be like $20, something like that. However, this can honestly add on quite a bit of revenue, and it depends on, what's the ratio of like how expensive is your main offer compared to the order bump, so on and so forth. But this can honestly alone add 10 to 30% to your revenue, and that can make a huge difference if you are running paid media to your offer. Now, once we have set up our lead magnet, we have our sales page, we are basically collecting emails. We move on to having different email sequences. So once you have someone opted in from your lead magnet, you want to send them out different email automations. So welcome emails, you want to have some nurturing emails. So basically this just showcases the authority, maybe showcases some case studies, like different benefits of your offer, just not hard selling, but just helping to nurture, build that trust. Then from time to time, we can have different pitches where we are pitching our offer, and we might also also run some promotions, so creating a little bit of a FOMO, giving some sort of, again, either discounts or additional bonuses by set time, set date, all of these type of things. So we set up all of this to be automated. We use either a sales funnel software or we use an email marketing software where we set up all of this automatic for us, so we don't need to do any of this stuff. Everything is working for us. And by the way, I have some packs of how exactly you can implement this whole thing, so check out the links again. But now within our emails, there's a few things that we are doing. So basically, first of all, we have different offers, so we can downsell. If someone, let's say, we saw they went on our main offer, but for some reason they didn't purchase, perhaps it was too expensive for them, perhaps the offer was too big, they just want something a little bit smaller. So we can sell to them a smaller offer that is maybe a no-brainer offer. We can also upsell to them. So perhaps if they did purchase our main offer, now we can offer something of a higher price point that perhaps, you know, this was our, let's say, bestseller and this is how we get people in. But then within the email, we upsell something even higher. So basically, so-called, you know, back end of our funnel, that's where we are actually making even more money perhaps than we are making on our main offer at the very beginning. And then of course, what you can also do is you can cross-sell different offers. So basically just having related offers that just make sense for if they purchase this, they might be interested in that. Not necessarily that it's bigger or cheaper or whatever, it's just sort of related, something that people might be interested in. So the email automations and all of that is one part of this. Then the other thing what you want to do is you want to set up ad retargeting. So basically now we're going to be able to see, okay, who came to our sales page and who did not make a purchase, who has perhaps we have them in our email database and we can tell they haven't made a purchase yet. We can retarget those non-purchasers. We also want to run retargeting ads to people who did make purchase, but perhaps you want to upsell them with a different product, a higher price product, or cross-sell more different type of products. So this is honestly the best ROI that you're going to get. And this is very simple. Instead of just going out and trying to get completely cold audience, this can be set up again, where this whole thing is all about just automating this whole process, that once we have this whole big system, we don't really need to be doing that much work. And these retargeting ads, because they're very straightforward, it's okay, people didn't purchase, people visited specific pages, perhaps people showed interest in specific products, we can set up automatically, okay, we're going to run ads to those specific people, these specific ads, and it just makes sense. Like, we don't need to do a bunch of, you know, resetting the different audiences and all of that. It's all exactly how, you know, exactly based on the numbers. And just one thing to keep in mind as well is that it can take multiple reminders for someone to take action. So this is where a lot of people think, oh, someone came to my sales page, they already saw my offer, they're not interested. But perhaps it was just bad timing, perhaps they got distracted, whatever it is. Sometimes they just need more convincing. So when you run retargeting ads, you will get a lot of sales of people who perhaps came to your sales page but didn't make that purchase yet. And the other step, what we want to do is, this is even a little bit more, one step maybe more advanced, is we want to set up an affiliate program. So basically get other people to promote your offer, and we're going to give them commissions between 10 to 50% depending on, you know, what exactly your offer is. Sometimes depending on your funnel, and I'll go more in detail on some of my other content about this, but sometimes you might have your main offer might be fairly cheap, and then you're kind of upselling the higher offer later down the line. So actually you might even give 100% commissions, and then it just makes sense for you because you make money at the back end if you're not giving commissions for the back end offers. But the affiliate program can work really well because you don't really need to do anything. The affiliates are doing all of the work for you. And by the way, I have a really great, really advanced, because I do a lot of affiliate marketing as well myself, so I've created a really great affiliate program for my offers. So if you want, sign up. I will leave a link for that as well. So this is basically the whole machine of how this is going to work on autopilot for you. We are getting people to opt in for our lead magnet. We are trying to upsell them as much as possible on our sales page with the order bump, having tripwires, and then we are running retargeting ads that are set up all automatically. We are having affiliates to drive traffic to us. Then we have email sequences that are pushing, doing well all the nurturing and all of that, and then pushing all of these different orders, offers, so on and so forth. And if you are doing some content, which I would suggest as well, that can work really well, what you can do is basically from the emails, you can send people to content, and then from content you can sell people to your emails, from emails to website, or from content to the website, then back to the emails, back to the content, so on and so forth. Create this flywheel type of thing. Again, I have some other, not going to get into it, I have other content that I created, how you create this whole system, but that can also work really well, and you can create even more sort of an automated thing that is working for you, that you just put in that initial effort and you don't need to keep on putting in work. And a few pro tips here. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is you want to test your pricing just to see how that changes your conversion rates. You don't want to just have one price and that's it, and then you're running the whole thing. It can make quite a bit of a difference. Testing the offer, just adjusting it a little bit, the wording, the branding, or just what exactly it is. Having recurring products, that can be a really great if you figure out that model for yourself, because that first initial sale is the hardest. Then obviously try to niche down as much as possible at the beginning. You can always expand later from there, and knowing your niche can help quite a bit, but it's not really necessary. And just tracking and testing everything. And again, I will leave some sales funnel softwares, email marketing softwares that I personally use that allow you to do all of the tracking and testing and show you what, you can run A/B tests and things like that, and it shows you what is performing well. And obviously you can do that with all of the ads that you are running as well. So over the years, over a decade, I have basically created different SOPs, different documents where I have all of the information. How exactly do you outsource your offer creation? How do you drive traffic? How you create automations, build funnels, get other people to sell my products, so on and so forth. All of the different things that you need to successfully run your business. And I have taken, honestly, I love learning, and I've taken over 50 courses, and I realized that a good course really needs to be an actionable course rather than just having plain information. And because of that, I have put all of this stuff, all of these SOPs, all of these different things into an academy where I have actionable steps. How do you go through the whole process step by step with different checklists, and showing you different frameworks that you need to implement, and showing you examples of how all of these things look, so you really can apply what you are learning right away. And by the way, I am going to keep on updating this as time passes by, and the price is going to increase as I add more and more value, because I will keep on adding more, me and my team. However, you are locked in whenever you buy, so whatever the price is that you paid, even if you're going to keep on getting additional value over time, you will not need to pay anything extra. So if you're interested, check out the link below for that. But I do want to say that obviously you can do all of this stuff by yourself. You don't necessarily need to go and get this academy if you really can't afford to do so. These are just some frameworks that, again, I have developed over a decade of just doing marketing online, and this can basically just save you months and months of work. And instead of just guessing how things work and trying and failing, this can just help you to really do things faster and help you to increase, to double, triple, whatever it is, your sales. So just to get you way higher ROI on what you are investing. But if you don't want it, then I will leave as many free resources for you as possible. Check out the description.